Following your intuition truly is the cheat code to living life like an open world video game where you can literally unlock any experience you would like to have. But the price that you will pay for doing that is sometimes going on intuitive journeys or adventures that leave you wondering what the fuck is the point? Like, what am I doing here and why? That happens. So, I'm going to give you some stories about my own personal intuition journeys and experiences, some of which unfolded in really incredible, unexpected ways, and others that were just like, why? Okay. By the way, we have a free intuition mini course in our free community area, which you can watch if you'd like to learn more about how to follow your intuition and get deeper into the understanding of how it works and how you can use it. So the link is in the description. Go check it out. You can watch it there. So starting off strong today, literally today, I went out and followed my intuition. As soon as I got in my car, I was like, okay, I'm just going to be driving. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just going to drive and follow my feelings. And with practice, I've gotten to a point where I can easily tell which direction I'm supposed to turn, et cetera, et cetera. And as I'm driving, I get this vision in my mind of where I'm going. I didn't have any expectations, but it was like, okay, this is where I feel like I'm going. I felt something about it. It was this smoothie shop. So we get there and I park and I go up to the door and it's closed. So I was like, okay, well, interesting. What else is around here? What am I going to do next? Just a side note, sometimes your intuition will lead you places that are closed. That doesn't mean you did anything wrong, doesn't mean it's a dead end. That means something else is supposed to happen and you just need to keep listening. So what I did while I was standing there in front of the locked door of the smoothie shop was decide to just follow my body. Instead of thinking about where I should go, let me just let my body literally walk me. So I'm very slowly just following the pull in my body. Sometimes I feel pulled to go forward and then I shift to the right and left. I literally can be walked anywhere by my body because I've practiced doing that. It's really easy. That's one of the basics of learning how to use your intuition, is being guided by your body. I end up walking into Sprouts, which was across the parking lot from the smoothie shop. I'm still following it and I end up standing in front of this shelf of like, I don't know, it was random drinks and snacks and candy and shit. And there's this drink that stands out and catches my eye. And I noticed that the colors of the branding of this drink are almost exactly the same as my brand colors. So that was interesting. But I don't feel inspired to buy it. Like, it's not for me to purchase. I'm just looking at it. And I'm looking at it and I'm standing there looking at it. I'm waiting for my body to pull me in another direction, and it does not. So what ends up happening is I'm just standing there in front of this shelf, staring at this drink for maybe 5 minutes, which is way longer than most people will shop, looking at one shelf. For me, this is something I'm, fairly comfortable with because I live my life like an open world video game and I don't care if someone wonders why I'm standing there staring at this drink selection and not doing anything. But this could be a hurdle for you if you are very concerned about what other people think of you, which, if your intuition has you do something like this, probably because you need to get over it. It'll give you feelings. It will give you an experience that you can face and you can have and you can feel the feelings of and then get over it. You're not going to get past it by avoiding it. You have to feel those feelings. So your intuition will be able to guide you to exactly the experiences for you to have to feel those feelings and get over yourself that much more. So anyway, I'm standing there staring at these drinks for like 5 minutes and I make eye contact with this guy over the shoulder, over my shoulder. He like just ignores me, moves on. And then he walks away with his cart and his wife. And my intuition has me start following him, which is where I started to get a little bit awkward. I was a little uncomfortable with following this guy around the store. But so I'm like trying to play it cool. He's shopping with these fruits. There's like this low table that has these fruits on it. He's shopping on one end, looking at fruit. My intuition takes me around exactly across from him, looking over this table, and just has me stand there again. Like, I'm literally just standing in front of him. The fruits aren't for me to buy. I'm not shopping. My intuition is just like, stand here. It was fine. Like, nothing happened. I just noticed myself being a little bit uncomfortable with this particular experience. And with the fruit shelf table thing, I also ended up standing there for 5 minutes or so before I got the instruction to move. And when I started moving in again, I went in a circle and then I went I felt my body being guided toward like this sushi shelf. There were employees behind a counter there, and it was like the sandwich area in the cafe. As soon as I walk up to the sushi shelf, I overhear the employees behind the counter talking about setting up a social media page so the guy could promote his art. And immediately I'm like, oh my God, I could totally help you with that. But I bullshitted myself. I was being really awkward about speaking up and saying something. So I literally stood there in front of the sushi shelf for like 5 minutes pretending I'm looking at stuff. By the time I actually spoke up and said something to the guy, I was just like, I heard you talking about social media. Like, I can help you if you have questions. And he did not care because I didn't care. I was over it at that time. And it was just another mirror that showed me, you may have had experiences like what I'm about to describe. This was a perfect mirror that showed me once again that if you don't give a shit about what you're saying, no one else is going to care. No one will care for you. Your reality is a perfect mirror reflection of who you are being. And if you're talking to someone and you don't really care what you're saying, you're not behind it, you don't mean it, you're saying something you think you should say or whatever, you're not going to be received like the other person actually cares. So if you have conversations like this and you wonder why people don't really respond to you, look at yourself. Do you actually give a shit about what you're saying? I didn't actually want to help this guy. If I were really going to help him, I would have said it like I meant that shit. But I was saying it because I felt like I should. So anyway, that happened, and I keep following my body around, and I end up walking by this like free sample thing. There was this older woman talking to the woman who was handing out the free samples. I walked past her, and my intuition's like, nope, you're turning around. You're getting a free sample. Like, are you kidding me? The fuck? You've been learning for years now that wealthy people are masters of free, but you're going to skip the free sample. Are you insane? I'm like, okay, I get the free samples. Mind you, this is just one intuitive adventure. Does it make sense? Is it like leading to some big grandiose thing that happens? Maybe, but I'm just in the middle of it at this point. I'm just in the moment. So I get the free sample. It was like a cracker with an heirloom tomato slice, which was really good. The older woman who was standing there talking to the free sample lady was like, oh, it's so good, isn't it? And I'm like, yes. And she also had these poppy sodas that you see everywhere. And they were the fruit punch flavored ones, which was gross. Did not like that. But now I know, not for me. That was fun. Free experiences are always great. After that, I end up being guided outside. And as soon as I walk out the door, I notice the bench that's on my right. This is white bench. And I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to sit on the bench. Side note, like spoiler alert. I don't know if it's a spoiler alert, but little tip. Those things that you notice out of the corner of your eye that you just are drawn to are your intuition, like speaking to you when you feel something about it. Yeah. So I saw this bench and I felt inspired to sit on it. And as I sit down, I noticed there's like this gross, sticky spot on the left side of the bench. I just knew in that moment, like knowing without knowing, that it was my job, my assignment from my intuition to clean the bench. So I'm like, am I cleaning this bench? And I get that yes feeling. And I knew there had to be wipes or something somewhere. So I have my body show me where to go, and it takes me back into Sprouts through the opposite door. First, I came across an empty like wipe dispenser by the carts, and I was like, shit, there's no wipes in here. Then I saw I'm walking and I'm looking around. There's a hand sanitizer dispenser, and next to the hand sanitizer dispenser was this like employee cabinet that had paper towels in it. And I was too much of a bitch. I talked myself out of getting one of the paper towels from inside the cabinet because I'm not a fucking employee, right? I'm not going to reach into this cabinet and get paper towels. So I talked myself out of that, and I was like, whatever. And then I turned the corner again to exit the same door I went through the first time, and there was another like wipe thing for the cart. So I just took one of those wipes and I cleaned the bench off and threw it out. And that was, again, like there's no grandiose thing happening as a result of me following my intuition to do all this, but you never know what will happen as a result of you doing anything. Even the most seemingly random activities like cleaning off a bench or getting a paper towel from an employee cabinet or getting a free sample, like anything. You never know what's going to come of these instructions that your intuition is giving you. And just because it doesn't make sense right now doesn't mean it won't make sense later. You just got to follow through. You can't question it. You got to just be willing to do it without knowing why. That's the key. And I'm sitting there on the bench and I'm paying attention to my feelings, wondering if it's time for me to leave. And it's not. I'm supposed to sit there on the bench. So I'm sitting there, just sitting. Don't know why, just there. And then I get a call from Mandy. And she's like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at Sprouts. And she's like, oh, perfect. Can you pick up this stuff for dinner? So that worked out perfectly. If I had just gotten off the bench and went to my car and driven away and I had gotten the call later, I wouldn't have been at Sprouts still. Like, the fact that I was willing to just sit and pay attention and wait, not knowing why, just doing it, and being at Sprouts at the time that I get the phone call from someone who wants me to pick up groceries just shows that, again, you don't know why you're doing what you're doing when you're following your intuition, but it will make sense eventually. I wanted to tell you this story to kind of help you see that following your intuition is not always going to be this grandiose like thing that happens. And I have plenty of stories about really epic things that came from following my intuition. Sometimes it's just like, okay, you just end up at the grocery store, walking around, getting free samples. And other times you go out and you meet someone and that person changes your fucking life. But you never know which one it's going to be, which is why following your intuition is the key to living life like an open world video game and being able to create any experience you want. That's my story from today. Thank you so much for watching. Use the link in the description to go check out the free intuition course we have in our free community area, and subscribe to the channel for more intuition content. This is the place to be to learn how to follow your intuition. I'm Sam, and I'll see you next time.